This year is the golden anniversary of the Dayton Air Show, and the marquee is impressive both on the ground and in the sky.
The U.S. Navy Blue Angels are headlining a world-class list of performers both Saturday and Sunday. But as 2 News anchor John Seibel shows us, this is nothing new just for the 50th year. It's been that way since year one.
Rob Ryder, the voice of the Dayton Air Show, says it didn't become what it is now over time. It was elite from year one. The lineup for that first show in 1975 was legendary. And to this day, every elite aviator wants to carve their name into the skies of Dayton.
12 seconds, 120 feet. December 17th, 1903. The Wright brothers, right here in little old Dayton, Ohio, changed the world.
And the skies of Dayton were changed forever. The first air fair, as it was called then, was in July of 1975, headlined by civilian aviation legends Dwayne Cole, Bob Lyjak, and former Moraine Mayor Harold Johnson. Given the prominence of Wright Pat, the military tie-in was obvious.
In 1953 and 1954, right up here at Dayton Airport, they had what was called the National Airplane Show, and it was a huge international event. Didn't hurt that the Secretary of the Air Force at that time was from Dayton, but there were all kinds of jets and speed records set.
Tim Gaffney and Ty Greenlees both covered the air show extensively, writing a photographic celebration of it. The book, like the history of the air show, is packed with military aircraft, plenty from foreign countries too, even Brazil. But few saw this coming in 1990, a Soviet MiG, just as the Cold War was starting to thaw.
The Russians decided to do somewhat of an icebreaker. That was the most bizarre thing that I think I've ever seen here, because here we are, 2 world nuclear powers, you know, Russia always being the bad guys to us for a long time, and here we are hosting Russian fighter planes and crew members at the Dayton Air Show.
Call it aviation diplomacy, yet regardless of nationality or geopolitical tensions, people are still fascinated with flight and the courage to strain the limits of machine and man and push the envelope.
I think there's still some magic left in everybody's imagination to see what it would be like to be in an airplane other than an aluminum tube going from point A to point B. There is something about the freedom of flight, John, I think, that is still magical for people.
A half-century of magic, defying economic gravity while many air shows were grounded. But not the Dayton Air Show.
Super Bowl of air shows, for sure.
Kevin Franklin considers the Dayton Air Show one of one, but it's not even the first one here. Not surprisingly, that honor goes to the Wright brothers, whose expos for investors at Huffman Prairie back in 1910 make the birthplace of aviation the birthplace of the air show as well. At Dayton International Airport, John Seibel, 2 News.